This is biblical safety. They're wearing all the right equipment: hard hat, high vis, steel toe cap boots, safety glasses, all of it. But there's something they're not protected from. Something invisible, something heavier than any physical load they'll lift today. Anxiety, depression, PTSD, burnout, grief. And they're killing workers at a rate that rivals physical hazards. In some industries, suicide kills more workers than falls, electrocution, and struck by incidents combined. But 2,000 years ago, Scripture gave us a command: carry each other's burdens. Not just physical burdens, all burdens. And Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Let's talk about the weight we carry and the biblical response to mental health at work. Two foundational scriptures for mental health at work. Galatians 6:2. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Breaking this down, carry. This requires effort, intention, sacrifice. You don't just acknowledge the burden, you bear it, and you help bear it. It's each other's, mutual, reciprocal. This goes both ways. You carry mine sometimes, and I carry yours sometimes. And we're in this together. Now, burden is interesting. That's a heavy weight, a crushing pressure, an overwhelming load. This isn't just physical cargo. It's anxiety that makes our chest tight, depression that makes getting out of bed impossible, trauma that triggers flashbacks, grief that feels like drowning, stress that never stops, burnout that makes you feel dead inside. Paul is saying these are real burdens, and we are commanded to help carry them. And in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. But what is the law of Christ? Love one another. How do you love somebody with depression, anxiety, PTSD? You help carry their burden. You don't judge them. You don't dismiss it. You don't tell them to get over it. You carry it with them. Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Come to me. That's an invitation, not a condemnation, not judgment. All who are weary. That's everyone, no exceptions. And burdened. And again, the burden, the heavy crushing weight. Jesus isn't talking about sin burden, though he does include those. He's talking about all burdens. And I will give you rest. This is a promise. Not, I'll judge you for being weak. Not, I'll tell you to try harder. I'll give you rest. Jesus' response to mental, emotional burden is compassion and rest, not condemnation. Some people separate mental health from safety. That's personal. That's not our responsibility. They're wrong, and here's why. Reason 1. Mental health affects physical safety. So, depression, anxiety, PTSD, burnout, these aren't just in your head. They affect cognitive reaction and functions, like your decision making and judgment and focus. Reaction times, they're slower to respond to hazards. Situational awareness. You're missing danger signs. Risk assessment, so poor evaluation of hazards. Studies show that workers with untreated mental health conditions have higher rates of workplace injuries. Why? Because their brain is your most important safety equipment. You can wear all the PPE in the world, but if your brain isn't functioning well, you're not safe. Reason 2. Work often causes mental health issues. Here are some workplace contributors to mental health issues: impossible deadlines, chronic understaffing, unrealistic expectations, no work-life balance. Bullying and harassment, fear-based leadership, no psychological safety. Witnessing preventable injuries leadership have ignored. If work is causing mental health harm, it's absolutely a workplace safety issue. If we treat falls as a safety issue, and we should, why don't we treat mental health in the same way? Reason 3. Genesis 1:27. The whole person matters. Remember, every worker is made in God's image. That includes their physical body and mental, emotional well-being. You can't separate them. If you're protecting the body but ignoring the mind, you're only doing half of the job. So how do we fulfill Galatians 6:2 in the workplace? How do we carry each other's mental health burdens? Where we stop treating mental health as taboo. Talk about it in safety meetings. Train supervisors and managers to notice things. A withdrawal from the team, an increased irritability or anger, giving away possessions, exhaustion beyond normal fatigue, and train them to respond with compassion, not judgment. Provide clear access to employee assistance programs, crisis support, referrals to long-term treatment. Coworkers trained in mental health, first aid, people who understand the unique stresses of your industries. Make these resources available, visible. Reduce stigma through leadership. When a respected leader says, "I've struggled with anxiety, I've used the EAP services," that's not shaming getting help. In fact, getting help is the strongest thing that we can do. That changes culture. Vulnerability from leadership creates permission for honesty. Address root causes. Don't just offer EAP and call it done. Ask, are we chronically understaffed? Are expectations realistic? Do we have work-life balances? You can't just offer counselling for a problem your organisation is causing. Fix the root cause. And personal check-ins on an individual level. Galatians 6:2 might look like, "Hey, I've noticed you seem really stressed lately. Want to talk? I'm here if you need anything." No judgment. Sometimes carrying someone's burden is just listening, not fixing, not judging, not offering platitudes, just being present. If you're the one struggling, hear this. Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. You're not weak for struggling. Strength isn't pretending you're fine. Strength is admitting you need help. You're not alone. Depression affects 280 million people globally. Anxiety affects 284 million people. You're not the only one. You're not beyond help. Mental health conditions are treatable. With proper treatment, 80% of people with depression improve. Anxiety disorders are highly treatable. PTSD can be managed and overcome. There is hope. God doesn't condemn you for your mental health struggles. He enters into your pain. He offers rest. He provides help through medical professionals like psychiatrists, therapists, counselors, medication, which is not a lack of faith, it's used in God's provision, community, fellow believers, support groups, and His presence, prayer, scripture, His peace. He's not distant. He's close to the brokenhearted. Remember Psalms 34:18. If you're in a crisis right now, call or text your crisis line. You can call the Samaritans in the United Kingdom on 116123. Or tell someone today, I'm not okay, I need help. That's the bravest thing you can do. Here's your challenge. If you're a leader or a co-worker, this week, check in with somebody. Not how's it going, but how are you really doing? And I mean it. I want to know. Carry their burdens. If you're struggling, tell someone this week. One person, a friend, a supervisor, a counselor, a crisis line. You don't have to carry this alone. If you're in a crisis, don't comment. Call your local crisis line immediately. Share, if you're comfortable, how has your workplace supported mental health well, or what needs to improve. Thanks for watching Biblical Safety. Carry each other's burdens, and remember, protecting people isn't just policy, it's loving the whole person.